Here we're going to go through a PowerPoint that explains how to combine like terms. A term is a number or the product of a number and a variable. For example, 5 is a term, which is a constant. Negative 12p is one term. 35m cubed is one term. X squared y to the 5th power z to the 13th is one term. A constant is a term that has no variable. It stays constant and doesn't change. 5 will always be 5. Negative 12p, the value of that term is variable. It depends on what p is equal to. If p is 1, negative 12p is negative 12. If p is negative 1 million, then negative 12p would be positive 12 million. So that term has a variable. It's not constant. Whereas 5 will always just be 5. Like terms need to have identical variables with the same exponent. So example, 4m squared and negative 8m squared. The numbers in front are irrelevant when determining whether terms are like terms. You're only looking at the variables and the exponents. So m squared and m squared match. 17x and x, the x's match. 8y cubed k squared and negative 2k squared y cubed. Well, the order of the letters got switched around, but it's the same letters with the same exponents. We still have a y cubed, and k squared, k squared. So those are the same creature. And a coefficient is a number that multiplies a variable. So in 4x, 4 is the coefficient. In negative 13y, negative 13 is the coefficient. In 54mn, 54 is the coefficient. Underline the like terms. Well, we have 9xy and this yx term are the same. Then we have x squared y, x squared y, x squared y, x squared y. 4 x squared y terms that are like terms. Nothing else here has a perfect match. This one up here has x squared y, but look, it has an extra m. So it's not the exact same constellation of letters. Are 15m cubed b squared and negative 7b m squared bm like terms? This is tricky because this second term isn't simplified all the way. They wrote b m squared bm. So look, there's two b's. That's b squared. There's three m's, m squared and another m. So that's three m's, m cubed. So these actually are like terms. They're the same creature, the same species of creature. This one is just not simplified. If you have like terms that are on the same side of an equation, you can combine them through addition or subtraction. So 8x plus 3x equals 77. We can add 8 and 3 and get 11x. And then we can solve that equation. Example, negative 8p minus negative 3p equals 5f plus 12 minus 3f. Well, over here, we can combine these penguins, and we could do keep change to make this negative 8 plus 3p, which is going to be negative 5 penguins. Over here, we can do 5 flamingos plus negative 13 flamingos, which is negative 8 flamingos. And we could not solve this because there are two variables in only one equation. In general, combining like terms is not about solving equations. It's just about simplifying. So I like to use a metaphor of shepherding. You're the shepherd, and you're trying to organize the animals under your care. So in this expression, we have 3 cages. In each cage, we have 2 sheep and 4, that's it, just 4. And then out here, we have minus 2 sheep, or 2 evil sheep, you could think of it as. So first we're going to distribute the 3 by multiplying it to each of the terms inside. 3 times 2 is 6. So those 3 cages that each have 2 sheep, When we bust them out, there's going to be 6 sheep out in the meadow. And then there's going to be the number 12, 3 times 4. Now that all the sheep are out in the open, we can better count how many we have. Well, 6 minus 2 is 4, so we have 4 sheep plus 12. Here we have 2 different animals, crocodiles and pigs. Well, these negative 13 crocs and 4 pigs, they're just out in the meadow, so that's cool. These 3 crocs and negative 2 pigs are in a cage, and we have negative 4 cages of this grouping of animals. So we're going to take that negative 4 and distribute it. And that means we're going to multiply it by each of these coefficients. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. We're using the rules for multiplying integers. A positive times a negative is a negative times a negative is a positive. So when we bust these animals out, it's going to look like this. Negative 13 crocs plus 4 pigs minus 12 crocs plus 8 pigs. And now we're going to combine. We're going to gather all our crocs together and see how many we have. Well, we have negative 13 and negative 12. That makes negative 25. And then we're going to gather our pigs up. Plus 4 pigs plus 8 pigs. That's 12 pigs. So negative 25 crocodiles plus 12 pigs. Here's one to switch it up that has variables instead of creatures. But you could think of these, if it helps you, as narwhals and monkeys. So first we have 3 cages of 2 narwhals and 4. Then we have negative 2 cages of 8 narwhals and negative 7 monkeys. Notice when I see subtraction, I'm just saying negative because you could picture a little phantom addition sign. Subtracting 2 is the same as adding negative 2. Subtracting 7 is the same as adding negative 7. We distribute and we get 6n plus 12 minus 16n plus 14m. And now we combine like terms. The 12 has nothing to combine with. It's going to just stay at the end. The narwhals, we have 6 plus negative 16, which is negative 10. So negative 10n. Ooh, what happened here? What happened there was the 12 got added to the 14m to make 26m. But this 12 is not 12 monkeys. It's just the regular number 12. Boring old 12. So that is incorrect. Correct answer is negative 10n plus 12 plus 14m. Here we have an eagle, and we have negative 8 eagles, and we have negative 4 cages of them. So that's going to be positive 32. Negative 4 times negative 8. And negative 4 times positive 17 will be negative 68. We can just write minus 68. If we want, we could write plus negative 68. I think it's cleaner just to have one symbol. So here we have 12 plus 32e minus 68. We're going to combine the like terms, which are these 2 constants. 12 minus 68. Well, we can do 68 minus 12 and get 56 and make it negative 56. So our final answer is negative 56 plus 32e. We're going to distribute this 6 to the 2x and the y. If there's no coefficient in front of the y, you can picture a phantom 1 right there. It's like 1y. Just like if you said, hey, there's a car, you would be saying there's one car, right? If you say we have y, it means we have 1y. So that's going to be 12x plus 6y, and these terms out here stay the same. Then we combine the x's. They actually cancel out. 12x minus 12x is 0x, which is 0, and the y's add together to make 8y. So again, we're just simplifying the expression. We're not solving. We still don't know the value of y, but we know that this top expression has the same value as just 8 times y. Here we have a tiger problem, and I made this arrow special to show you what happens if you have a subtraction symbol with no number. Just like in the previous problem, we can think of this as a phantom 1. So we can think of this as distributing a negative 1, which is going to turn this to a positive 8, negative 1 times negative 8. Or you can think of it as a flipper. If you have a subtraction symbol outside of parentheses, it's just going to flip everything inside to the opposite. So this negative 8 is going to get flipped to positive 8. We distribute and get 6 tigers plus 12 minus 30 tigers plus 8. We combine the tigers. 6 good tigers battle 30 evils. 24 evils survive, so negative 24t. And then we add the 12 and 8 and get plus 20. Negative 24t plus 20. A couple more problems. This one's a walrus one. This walrus right out front, that's one walrus. We can picture a 1 in front of it if it helps. Here, inside the cage, we have 2 walrus terms. So actually, before distributing the 4, it would probably be a good idea to simplify this cage. If we have 1 walrus minus 3 walruses, that's negative 2 walruses. So the first step, we're just going to rewrite this cage as 5 minus 2 walruses. That way, when we distribute the 4, we only have to multiply by 2 terms instead of 3 terms. Although, if you wanted to distribute the 4 as a first step and multiply it by each of these 3 terms, that would still work. When we distribute, we're going to have 1 walrus plus 3 walruses plus 20 minus 8 walruses. So this is not right. This is the most common error students make in distribution, forgetting to multiply by both of the terms inside the cage. Luckily, I did that on purpose to show you a common pitfall. So let's fix that, and it should not be minus 2w here, it should be minus 8w. There we go. Now let's combine all the walruses. 1 plus 3 is 4, minus 8 is negative 4, so our final answer is negative 4w plus 20. Final question. If you'd like, you could write this out with m's and p's and try to solve it on your own while pausing the video. I highly recommend when you're doing combining like term problems with distribution, you draw out these arrows. It's going to make your life so much easier. So let's distribute this negative 3. We get 6p plus 21. Distribute this 5. We get 30m minus 15. And now we can underline the monkeys. Negative 4 plus 30 is 26. We can underline the penguins. 6 minus 15, or 6 plus negative 15, is negative 9. And the 21 has nothing to combine with, so it's going to stay the same. Our final answer is 26m minus 9p plus 21.